What's going on, everybody? Jason here, and today I've got this very nice looking 2021 Ford Bronco. It's a 4-door and it's the Outer Banks trim level. So finally, after I don't know, 20 years, the Ford Bronco has made its return. As for the color on this beauty, this is painted in the cactus gray, which I think it's very nice looking. Everything else being black, the roof and all that stuff. This is my favorite color on this, and obviously you have a ton of different options in colors that you can choose from. And of course, there are other trims that you can get. Obviously, you can get the base model, the Big Bend, Black Diamond, Outer Banks, which you're looking at right now, Badlands, and the Wildtrak. And they are available in a 2-door version or a 4-door, just like this one. I would prefer the 4-door, a little bit more spacious and all that stuff, and I'll get into it in a sec. But this one does have a ton of upgraded options that you can get, or you can get it without it, but obviously you want to have the maximum amount of stuff that you can. So starting things off in the front, you can see how unique the grille and everything is. These are standard LED lights that you get on the Outer Banks and other few trims. Some of them you can't, but on most of them they are standard. And you can just see the tow hooks, which are obviously at the bottom right there, and then you've got your nice looking LED fog lights along with your LED front lights. I like the design of these, which you get the circle and then a line right there, and then you've got Bronco written right in the center. Also, if you see right in between the Bronco lettering, you've got a front facing camera as well, and you can clean it as well if it does get dirty when you do take it off-roading. Also integrated into the front bumpers, you do have your front sensors. Of course, this has a ton of safety features, which I'll cover in a second. So the LED lights are actually standard on the Outer Banks, which is this one, of course, the Badlands, and the Wildtrak. Something unique that I found about the Broncos are these things right here, which are on both sides in the front, latched onto the hood. Now, these do serve a purpose. They're not just there for looks, obviously. These are actually called trail sights on the hood. So if you're going off-roading, you can actually see the ends of your Bronco, so you're not hitting anything on the corners. And also, these can be used as tie-down hooks, if you want to call it, and you can actually use about 150 pounds on each of them. And if we take a look at it from the side, you can see this beautiful color as well, obviously. And then you've got your roof. The front is off right now, but you can take the remainder off if you like, and if you're going off-roading. And also, you've got the Outer Banks logo right there on the side, so you know you're driving an Outer Banks. This one's also got your side steps right there, and it does have the entry, if you want to call these like the security numbers or whatever, but these are an optional thing that you can get. You don't have to. And then of course, you've got these nice looking gloss black wheels with kind of like a machine finished around them, and these are your standard 18-inch wheels, which are wrapped in 32-inch all-terrain tires. But if you want to take it a step further, you can actually get the 17-inch wheels, which will be covered in the 35-inch mud tire. So if you're looking to take this seriously off-roading, those will be the ones that you need. Also, on the side mirrors, not only do you have the integrated turn signals, of course, you've got your side monitoring, and then you do have these lights which illuminate at night. I'm not sure if you can see it, but they illuminate at night when you open the doors, so it's kind of cool to have right underneath you. And in the rear, of course, you've got these nice looking LED lights, and I really like the design of these. You've got your Ford badge over there. Over here, you've got the kind of like a Bronco badging there, and then you've got a full spare on the rear. At the bottom, you can get this as an upgrade option if you want, or without it. You've got the hitch, and then of course your plugs and all of that stuff if you do need it. And then of course, you've got more rear parking sensors built right into the bumper. And something cool that you'll notice around the Bronco is these little lock buttons, and you can lock the vehicle from any kind of handle, even from the back, side, or whatever it is. And very similar to the Jeep, if you just open this up right here, again, you've got access to your rear. And if you just pop this up over here, you've got a ton of room. You'll see here, these are the front panels for the sunroof, or the top, I should say, which is off right now, so they are stored right here. You've got a little bit of room in here to put, you know, small little items if you are going off-roading and stuff. You got a speaker back here, a 12-volt adapter back here, and then lighting back here with the Bronco badging, which looks really nice. And of course, if you want more room than this, you can just fold these front seats down, and then you'll just have a bunch of room to put whatever you need to. Now, if we enter into the rear, you'll notice here when I open the door, The window does slightly come down, which is nice. And this one does have kind of like the navy blue black interior, which I think looks very, very nice. Obviously with the seats, it's a little bit gray and blue. So on this, you'll have like a full leather here, over here, and then you've got a nice looking handle here with this unique little design, and you've got a little bit of netting down here to put small things. I wish that they made this, I guess, like up to here or a little bit bigger so you had more room. And as for the actual interior inside, these are fully leather seats. And you know, even if this is not your taste, you have other color options, which I'll cover in a second when we go to the front. But again, these are very, very comfortable, especially if you're going off-roading and stuff. So very, very comfy. In the center here, when you pull this thing down, of course, you've got two cup holders. Why not? And you know, you just get another little light here on the pillar, and then you can take this off as well, so the people in the back are enjoying it, and it's just a full open experience. Just like any other vehicle, behind the passenger and driver seat, you do have a little bit of space to put small things. And then down here, you've got window controls, you've got a 110-volt plug over here, and then some USB port section right there, normal one and type C. So as for the rear axle, you can actually have three different options that you can get with this. The standard, which is the open style, is the 3.73, or you can upgrade to the 4.27 or the 4.7, which are the locking ones. And as for towing on this bad boy, right across the board, you can tow up to 3,500 pounds and have a payload capacity of a little over 1,300 pounds. And as for the key, when it comes to the Bronco, it's very, very traditional to other keys when it comes to Ford. You've got your unlock, lock, remote start, you've got your panic button here, and then you've got Bronco written on the rear, which looks really, really cool in the chrome. Like I was mentioning, in the rear, when you go ahead and press any of these buttons here, this will obviously lock the vehicle. Just have the key with you, hand underneath, and it will unlock the vehicle. Or you can use your code that you have right here. This is, like I mentioned, an option that you can get. And to hear what this bad boy sounds like, you're just gonna lock the vehicle first and then double tap, and it comes to life. It's very, very quick on here compared to like any other vehicle from what I've noticed. So as for the engine options, you have two options. You can either get the 2.3 liter EcoBoost in the 4 line, or the 2.7 liter EcoBoost in the V6 version. This particular one is the 2.3 liter inline 4. So something cool that I found out about, you know, when it comes to the Broncos, if you put premium or regular fuel, your horsepower and torque will vary. So when it comes to this, if you put premium fuel, you're gonna get 300 horsepower with 325 foot-pound of torque. If you just use regular fuel, you're gonna get 275 horsepower with 315 foot-pound of torque. And that same thing goes with the V6. So when you open the door, you'll notice a few graphics inside in the center screen, which I'll show you, and on the 12-inch main screen. So let's open this up right here. You'll notice one right here. And then you'll notice these rocks kind of falling. At first it just looks whatever, but that's actually getting built into the Bronco logo, which is really, really cool. Now if you go into the front driver side, again, you'll notice very, very similar stuff for the rear. You've got leather up here in the navy kind of blue, and leather over here. This nice design for your handle, and then of course a little bit of a bigger netting, which I think they could have just done it up to here, but even this just looks nice as well. And even the front seats are fully in navy blue and kind of this diesel gray type of a side trim, but it looks very, very nice, very, very comfortable. And then of course you've got the Bronco imprinted on the driver and both on the passenger side as well, which looks really, really nice. Now as for the trims that you can get for the different options for the interior, like I was mentioning, you can either get cloth or leather, which this one has, and you can get dark space gray with navy pure, which this is currently in right now, or you can get the roast with black onyx, which looks a little bit different, but they both look unique in their own way. And both driver and passenger seats are power adjustable, which is very, very convenient to have. And then of course you've got your foot pedals, which is nothing too fancy. You've got your hood latch release here, electronic parking brake over here, and then a bunch of lighting controls right there. You've obviously got lighting controls for the front and stuff, and then to dim it, you just use those. And then if you want to turn on the side ones, which I've shown you here underneath the mirrors, it is these right here. And not only do you get this on the passenger side, but you also get a grab handle for the driver, which is very, very cool and unique. And I like how they kind of built in the vents right inside there, you know, clean, and it's not out of place. So even if the driver wants to hold on for dear life when off-roading, why not? As for the steering wheel, this is manual adjustable. And as we enter the Bronco here, you can see the dashboard it has a bunch of stuff going on, of course, and you've got this nice pattern design in black, which is kind of all plastic all around over there. You've got the upgraded 10 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, which sounds absolutely beautiful. And you've got one here, you've got one here, and one in that corner down there. And then of course you've got a charging port right here, USB normal one, and the Type-C, of course, which is a very unique area to put it. As for the steering wheel, this is a leather wrapped steering wheel, of course, and this bezeling around the buttons and everything does look very, very clean. And you've got a bunch of little buttons here. You've got your cruise control settings here, of course, lane departure, your forward collision warning, your volume knob, and all of that stuff. And over next to that, you've got your Bluetooth settings, controls for your center gauge cluster there, and then for your media right there. Now, these buttons do look a little kind of plasticky, cheap, or whatever you want to call it. I wish they kind of changed the design and the feel of these, but they do the thing, whatever you need to do, the purpose of it. So they're there for that, and you know, they work, so which is the main thing. In the center here, you've got the, again, Bronco logo and the kind of chrome badging there. And to the left of your steering wheel, you've got controls for your high beams, indicators, and your windshield wipers from the front and the rear. In the center gauge cluster, typically you would find on a normal vehicle your speed and then your tach-meter, but this one has just your speed, and then you can do a bunch of different options inside. Now, this is my first time sitting in this and going over it, so as you'll be seeing this, I'll be doing it as well and going it over with you. So not only do you have your analog speed over here, but you have a digital version of it right in front of you, and then your tach meter is digital as well. So I guess that's why they never added it as a separate section like this. Anyways, if we press down on this, you're gonna go through a bunch of different options. Fuel economy, you're gonna go through your trip information, off-road information here. You've got tire pressure monitoring, you've got configuration, which you can move things around however you need to, and then you go back to your comm screen, I guess, which is your main screen. Now, if I press the return button, it's gonna change to this. So it's kind of similar to how we were just scrolling through the different options, but again, you can have your navigation set here, your phone set here, and then settings and audio and all of that stuff. So very, very cool, and a lot of stuff to, you know, go through and have in front of you. So as for the safety features when it comes to this particular Bronco, you're going to be getting pre-collision assist with braking, lane keep assist, and cross traffic alert. As for the center handrest, this is in the navy blue again, like the Pierre blue, whatever I called it. I'm going to call it navy blue because that's what it looks like to me. It's fully leather. If you open up the front section here, you will have a tray which you can kind of pop in and out. So if you pop it out, you're gonna have a decent amount of room in here, and then right over here you've got a cigarette lighter inside, so if you do need to charge something or whatever, you've got the space to do it. And then you've got this little tray here to put small little items, that way you can just tuck it away. And something cool on this is that you can actually lock it as well. So if you have valuables in here, you can just lock it and you'll be the only one that has access to it. Moving along, in front of that, this I think is a weird place to put your window controls. It's kind of upside down, but I guess this is the only place that they could have put it. And then you've got your mirror controls over here, which is a very, very odd place. This, I'm not sure what was going on with them, but this is a very weird place to put them. When I first got into the vehicle, I was actually looking for them because I'm so used to having them over here on the Jeeps right in front of you, but this one was actually over here. And in front of that, you've got cup holders, of course, and then you've got your GOAT modes, which I'll cover what that is. You've got your, you know, 4 low, 2 high, 4 high, and then of course your hill descent control and all that stuff. Your gear selector with another Bronco logo right there. And then I like how they did this lettering, kind of the similar or the same actually lettering in the front grille for when it spells out Bronco, the same font, which is really, really cool. So let's go back to this for 1 second. This shows GOAT modes. What the heck does GOAT even mean? Well, this is what it means. It means that the Bronco goes over any type of terrain. So you can choose from sand, slippery, sport, eco, and normal, mud, ruts, and rock crawl. You'll notice one thing when you're configuring your Bronco, you're optioned out with 2 different off-roading options. It's either this one, or you'll have the 4x4 part-time selectable engagement, or this one, which is the advanced 4x4 automatic on-demand engagement. This particular one will add this 4A, which continuously varies power to the front wheels for optimum performance for obviously off-roading conditions. And also it provides electronically locked power to both axles, which in return increases your wheel torque. Right beside that, you've got a nice little Ford badge right there, tells you where it's been built and all of that stuff. In front of that, you've got a wireless charger built right into the vehicle. Very, very convenient. You've got more USB ports here, and then you've got one up there, actually two up there, the normal one and a Type-C, and one down here. Right above your wireless charger, you've got your heating and cooling situation there. You can control everything through here. I like how they did this in kind of like a LCD LED type thing, so it moves however you need to. Very, very cool. And this does have the heated steering wheel, heated seats, and then heated seats for the passenger, of course. Right above that, you've got controls for your audio system and all of that stuff. You've got your auto stop start on and off button here, your parking sensor button right there, and then of course you've got your camera button, which is a 360 view, which I'll cover in a second. And if we look right above that, you've got this massive 12-inch screen. Imagine if Jeep had this in theirs, how crazy it would look. But the Bronco has done it in the 12-inch screen, which looks absolutely beautiful. And you can do a bunch of different things. Now you can see just off the bat, this is kind of like a dual screen, so you can have things over here and while your navigation is over there. So you've got audio settings here, obviously your AM, FM, and all of that stuff that you can choose from. You've got your phone here. If it is connected, you can choose and set it however you need. You've got navigation built right in, and this is actually, you know, nice and responsive, so which is really good to have. Of course, you don't want to have a laggy system when it comes to navigation. You've got your apps over here, go through a bunch of different things. You've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and all of that good stuff. You've got your settings here, so if you want to choose all of that, like your clock or, you know, the display brightness, you can fine-tune all of those things. If we go into features over here, again, you can see the driver assistance, which will pop up, and you can kind of choose however you need to set all of this up, and then you can choose the sensitivity and all of that. So going back to this screen, and if we go into zone lighting, which is something really cool, so you'll see this here, your image of your vehicle, and if you press on, you can actually control which sides of the lights you want on. So you can have this, which is I'm showing you on the mirror. This is the other side, this is the rear, and this is the front. So you can have literally all of them on, which is really cool, or you can just have it all off. This is something that I find really entertaining and really cool. And also over here with these arrows, you can kind of switch through what you want on this little screen on the side here. You can have your AM, FM, pretty much all of the options just over here, while you have your main screen over here. If we press these little pages over here, this will kind of bring in, and you can kind of flick through like this. So much nicer, very clean. So this is one of my favorite parts, I think, especially the zone lighting. So like I showed you, when you go ahead and press this button, it will bring up your 360 camera and stuff like that. If you press this little arrow or button here, this is going to bring you different little angles of the vehicle, which is really cool. And if we go right above that, you've got buttons up here for, you know, locking your rear diffs and all of that, and then your traction control, and then your hazards. Right above that, you've got your controls for the up top lighting and stuff for the interior. Drop this down and you have, you know, some room for your shades and whatnot. And of course, you've got your roof taken off. You can take off all of those if you like. Moving over to the passenger side, again, you can see these beautiful seats like I mentioned, and you also get a nice grab handle for the passenger over here, and the same one over here from the driver's side. And you got this same finish that you have on the steering wheel all across the interior, which looks absolutely clean with the Bronco etched right into it. If we go ahead and open your glove compartment, you've got a decent amount of room in here to put whatever you need to. And as for the packages that you can choose from, you can get the standard mid package, the high package, or the luxe package. This particular one does have the luxe package, so that's going to give you both the mid and high package combined. And on top of that, you get stuff like adaptive cruise control, like I showed you, the Bang & Olufsen 10 speaker sound system. You're gonna get evasive steering assist, heated steering wheel, wireless charging pad, 12-inch screen, and much more. And when it comes to the competitors for this, obviously the number one is Jeep Wrangler, so that's gonna be a huge competitor when it comes to this. Also the Toyota 4Runner and the Land Rover Defender. And here is the window sticker for this 2021 Ford Bronco Outer Banks. You can see all the features here, the standard ones, what's optional and what's upgraded to get most of the features on this. And that's it for this very nice looking 2021 Ford Bronco Outer Banks. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about these. Do you love them or do you hate them?